Hey everybody, happy Wednesday to you. Welcome, welcome. We are here today at the offices of Coldwell Banker in town, and I have a very special guest. This is Carol Lynn Upshaw with Summit Funding. She is my #1 lender. She helps most of my clients get to the perfect place in purchasing their home and through the perfect loans. So I brought Carol Lynn in to talk to us a little bit about it, what it's going to take to get a loan and where you need to be. So Carol Lynn, if you would introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Thanks for having me, Brew. My name is Carol Lynn Upshaw. I've been in the mortgage world for about 25 years. I work with Summit Funding Advisors. We're a small boutique firm in the Sandy Springs area, and we're a lender. It's very important.
Okay, tell me about
to
that.
a broker.
Tell me about that.
Well, we fund our own loans.
Okay.
We have a little bit more control over our own loans, but we still have the ability to get you what you need. We have a pool of investors that we go to.
Okay.
That we can make sure we're getting what you need.
You write and originate in your office.
Yes.
And then you have a pool of investors that you can sell those products off to, so you're able to offer a very wide array of products to your customers.
That is correct.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to jump right into it and ask you some questions, if you don't mind.
No.
First thing that I want to ask you is, what is the difference between a pre-qualification letter and a full pre-approval?
A pre-qualification letter is kind of a look-see.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to the client over the phone. I may be talking to him when he's in your car in front of the house, but I basically want to know what his income is, what his debt is, and I put those two together and how much money he has to put down.
Okay.
So that'll give you a quick look-see to see whether or not you can move forward.
And that is so important for us as a lender, as well as you as a buyer, to have that letter before you start, because that way you know, number one, what you can afford in a home. You may be able to afford more, you may be able to afford less, and it'll put you right in the target spot for where it is that you want to purchase.
It can avoid a lot of heartache and
Yes.
a lot of disappointment.
Yes, it can. Nothing like picking out a house that you fall in love with and that you won't qualify for, or something happens.
But a pre-approval is going to take you a step further.
Okay, so tell me about that.
Okay, that's when I'm actually going to ask for your tax returns, ask for your W-2s, ask for your pay stub, and pull your credit so that I can get the credit score, which is very important. I do want to talk about that. Which will help me price the loan. It'll help me tell you how much you have to put down as opposed to how much you want to put down.
Right.
A lot of times you have that option.
Okay.
If your score's high enough.
Okay, and so tell me about that. How important is the scoring of your credit score versus your credit rates and loans and stuff, and what you're going to get?
It's extremely important, Brew. I'm sure that just about every consumer in town today has a credit monitoring service of somehow, whether it's Credit Karma.
Most of us do.
Yeah, and it's a good thing. You need to.
Right.
However, sometimes the score that you get, that you check every single day, like it's your baby, is not going to be the same score
it's
that
not
I
real,
get.
is it?
No. It's real to them.
To them, right.
It may not be quite as real to me.
It's often close, but
Yeah,
not
it can
necessarily
be very
the same
close.
deal.
And if you have good credit, you know you have good credit. But
Right.
sometimes 5 points, 10 points can make a huge difference in your loan to value and in your pricing.
Right.
So it's pretty important.
So
It's
your
very important.
so your tier usually falls off, like your greats are at 740 and above, and then you kind of
740
drop
plus.
below that. But if you were at a 725 and there were 2 or 3 things that you could do very
get you
quickly to
over
get you over
740,
740, that's going to drop you to a hugely
Absolutely.
different interest rate. And you're pretty much a credit counselor in that case, aren't you?
Well, I can be.
So you're kind of counseling them how to get to the perfect spot to get the perfect rate.
correct.
Because as we all know, when you reduce the interest rate and you get a better loan package for what you purchase, you're going to pay a lot less money for the home that you're going to be buying,
Right.
and it's going to put more money in your pocket, both for your own expenditures and your lifestyle, as well as growing your portfolio.
That is correct.
Okay, so we went through a little bit what is needed for the full pre-approval, and that's pretty much a gamut of all your financial statements and documents.
Right.
That's a great thing to have, of course, as before you start your home looking process. Not necessarily required,
No.
but is a great thing to have, because then you really know where you're going to go.
Well, we just want to avoid any red flags up front, and we don't want it to happen later on in the process, because it can be stressful enough as it is.
Well,
as
and
we
if
all
you
know.
have the pre-approval in hand, what do you need to close the deal once that's done? If you started out, let's
a
say you start out
property
with
and a
pre-approval.
title and an appraisal.
So those 3 simple little things are all you really need once you have that full pre-approval, and then bam, you're right in the right
Well,
spot.
actually, we would take the pre-approval once we get all those documents. We would go ahead and send it to underwriting, even if you didn't have a property.
Right, to
We
get it
would
ready.
Do it to be determined, absolutely, and then you're approved, ready to go conditionally, and all we're going to need is the appraisal, the title, and the property.
Those are fantastic things to know. So keep in mind that there is a difference between your pre-qualification and your pre-approval. It's very important what your credit score is, and it needs to be pulled from the lender, and Carol Lynn can counsel you on that if there's some things that need to be changed to get you there. And that obviously affects your interest rate and the loan package and your down payment and all the things that go into purchasing the perfect home that you want to buy. Well, Carol Lynn, it has been wonderful to see you today, and thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you for sharing with everybody today a little bit of information. I hope that has helped everybody. If you have any more questions, please feel free to contact either one of us. We'll be more than happy to help you at any time to put you in the right direction and find you towards the perfect property and the perfect loan package. That being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and amazing afternoon.